Hello family, this your girl Mary Lee. Don't forget to put the dash between Mary and the Lee. I like to make this video on behalf of my city, but most of all my, Mayor Raham A. Now right here is a pamphlet that I picked up. You see how the scales is not even? It's called the City of Chicago Enforcement of Chicago's Discriminations Laws, Hate Crime, Victim Assistance, Community Tension Intervention, Chicago Commission on Human Relations, Mayor Raham A. Okay? Now this came out in 2017 after I got railroaded again in 2016. Now right here it says, the things they don't discriminate against. But if that was true, the scales would be even. And you know that they're not even, as you can see. We have a crooked mayor. That's what we have. I've met Raham A. a couple of times at the Bud Billiken parade. And, and I asked him years ago, when is he going to, help my city and, stop the violence with the kids and stuff. And there were, kids by me that heard it. You understand what I'm saying? For real. So, he's not trying to help. So these are the things, though, they're not supposed to discriminate against. And that I have been discriminated against. Especially during this railroad they've given me, and tarnishing my name, my good name at that. They're not supposed to discriminate against race, color, ancestry, national origin, religion, disability, age over 40. Now, my whole railroad started when I was 41 years old on May 31st, 2008, when they claimed that I disarmed a police officer doing a routine traffic stop, all because I had tinted windows that was so light that you could it was transparent. The tinted windows you see now, and I have pictures on one of my Facebook page of a police officer with tinted windows. You understand what I'm saying? Limo tint in a regular, car, not his cruiser, but a regular car, but license plates that say, Chicago police, number 1. I took offense to that. You understand what I'm saying? So they're not supposed to discriminate against credit history, employment only, criminal history, employment only, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, marital status, parental status, military status, source of income. See, where I'm at now, it's a month-to-month, thing going on because they want me to be on pins and needles, and they're just really doing your girl dirty or whatever. Long story short, it's a bunch of crap. So try to get this pamphlet and read it for yourself, but notice the date that it came out after I had been railroaded on Mother's Day, May 8th of 2016. This went in effect on January the 1st of 2017. It's towards the bottom. Yeah. So, he's trying to get out of my city, Chicago, just like Mayor Daley did with all the money and, passing the buck and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? But let's talk about AA and all that money I generated for almost 2 decades and stuff. Unbeknownst to me, I was being taken advantage of until the last minute. But yeah, it's a brief guide to Alcoholics Anonymous. That's the pamphlet you need to get, and that'll tell you what's really going on. I highlighted some real important points of this pamphlet, and the main point is it says alcoholism costs the community millions of dollars every year. So whether or not you ever become an alcoholic yourself, alcoholism can still have an impact on your life. See, They know that I was getting a lot of Chicagoans clean and sober, and all that stuff you see, like alcohol in the movie theaters and all that. That was not happening before the railroad happened to me on May 31st of 2008. We had cleaned it up, and because they railroaded me and thought they had, got the ups on me, they infiltrated my city with nothing but alcohol, trying to dirty everybody up. After all that work me and my team put in, keeping people sober. It goes on to say, we have learned a great deal, see, they nosy, about how to identify and arrest alcoholism. But so far, no one has discovered a way to prevent it. That's a lie. My dope rap got a lot of people sober, and it pertained alcohol, in the subject matter as well. So, we had it arrested, if that's how you want to, enunciate this whole ideal or whatever and stuff that they got going on in their head or whatever. But in mine, we had prevented a lot of nonsense from going on in the city. And because I'm worth so much and they didn't want to pay me, they found a way to, railroad me, discredit me, keep all the money and drink, dirty everybody up. You understand what I'm saying? For real. And, a lot of people got paid off, and the railroad is still going on as far as I am concerned. You understand what I'm saying? Now it says nobody knows exactly why some drinkers turn into alcoholics. I do. Child abuse. Can you say that? You know what I'm saying? Rape. All kind of reasons. Doctors and scientists in the field have not agreed on the cause or causes of alcoholism, because they're not trying to, because they get paid, off of our misery and stuff. And because I'm so good at staying sober, they wanted the doctors wanted to dirty me up. Imagine that, on May 9th of 2016 for 6 months straight, because they wanted to see how a person who hasn't had any drugs in them systems for so long react. I guess they just wanted to make an ass out of me and stuff. Joke's on them. I'm still sober, stupid. Now, on page 6, it says, if they do not stop drinking, their alcoholism most always gets worse and worse. And they thought if they got me started, that I would continue. You understand? These are the doctors and the scientists. But it didn't work out that way, because prayer works. You understand what I'm saying? For real. So, I'm sober come December 25th. You do the math, nigga. 1997. I still got my sobriety date. I'm not accountable for what somebody else do to me. If somebody shoot me with a gun, does that mean I shot myself? No, that means they shot me. And that's what happens with the doctors when they held me down and shot me with some drugs because they trying to discredit me. It goes on to say, this is a good book for real. It says, if they are going to stay sober, they need healthy minds and healthy emotions too. So they begin to straighten out their confused thinking and unhappy feelings by following AA's 12 steps to recovery. These steps suggest ideas and actions that can guide alcoholics towards happy and useful lives. Now, before all this railroad happened on May 31st of 2008, I had a happy life. Just Google my video, Mary Mack versus the fat black Oprah Winfrey. Nothing against Oprah, just identifying with her race. That's all I was doing. You understand what I'm saying? Might have been the wrong choice of words, but I also gave my child abuse rap. You know what I'm saying, as well. And I made that video on November the 7th, 2007. The first one, and then the second one, November the 8th, 2007. And then in 2008, on May 31st of 2008 is when all the railroads started and the lies, and I've been going through hell ever since. Let's see what else this book got for my real alcoholics out there. It says, all these AA offices and the representatives at the conferences make suggestions based on the experience of many different AA programs, but they do not make rules or issues commands to any group or member. You understand what I'm saying? They have turned AA into a governmental program. Check this out. And here's the proof. AA has no real government. Okay, that's what it say on page 9 of this book, of the pamphlet. You understand what I'm saying? And they're trying to make it a governmental program. See, what I thought to be was AA, I found out later on, after being naive and going through hell, that it was nothing but a gang-affiliated organization, and they needed me, somebody that was naive enough, you understand what I'm saying, but smart enough as far as, writing and coming up with my dope rap and getting people sober and stuff. They needed my influence, my good name, and my presence to generate the money for so almost 2 decades. You understand what I'm saying? That I was really a part of the program. They generated a lot of money and stuff, and I didn't see none of that. I didn't see none of it. They made a lot of money just by off my good name and my rap, because my rap is what got people sober, not the book, Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay. Now, this also said the members elect a chairperson, a secretary, and other group officers. These officers do not give orders to anybody. No, mostly their job is to see that the meeting runs smoothly. In the average group, new officers are elected twice a year, but the individual group is not cut off from the rest of AA. Just as AA members help each other, so do AA groups. Here are 3 of the means they use to exchange help, and then they give examples. So basically they're just saying nobody runs it. There was a time when this white guy, I was chairing a meeting, I was running the meeting, okay, at Rogers Park Alanal Club up north on Clark and Greenleaf. Okay, by the way, Oprah got a show called Greenleaf. No coincidences in my world. Long story short, I was giving a chairing the meeting, people were listening, and this white guy, somebody must have planted him in there in the meeting or whatever. While I was teaching the group, the white guy just, called me a bitch. You understand what I'm saying? I looked for other people like men to step up. You understand what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to be confrontational, and I'm a professional when I want to be. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody stepped up, and I had been a member for about 10 years then. You understand what I'm saying? This was right before the railroad. You understand what I'm saying? In May of 2008 that I ended up going through. See, they wanted me out. They didn't know how to do it because I was such a good, role model in AA. You understand what I'm saying? And a pillar in my community, which was up north. You understand what I'm saying? So they didn't know how to go about it. So they planted this white guy in there, along with a whole lot of other motherfuckers and shit. But this white guy, they wanted me, I guess, to go off on him or whatever the case was, but I didn't. I noticed nobody got up, though, to come to my defense, so I got up and I left the group. You understand what I'm saying? And, they was like, Mary, come back. I was like, no. No, because I feel if a man attacks a lady, a man should stand up to the man. You understand? Had it been a lady, I would have been like, excuse me, ma'am, let me holler at you for a second. You understand? I would have felt a little more comfortable. But I felt threatening. You understand what I'm saying? Did I call the police? No, I did not. But the mustard seed had the nerve to call the police on me and said that I was trespassing. When they made me homeless and all I was doing was coming to meetings, staying sober. And that's what they hated about me. The fact that I was staying sober even after going through 10 years. It's been 10 years now. A little over 10 years of me being railroaded, and I remained sober up until the point where the police, and AA members and Raham Emmanuel and a whole lot of people railroaded me and took me to the Cook County jail and put me on the psych ward to make it seem as though I was crazy and held me down just because I asked the question, why am I on the psych ward? And it was so dark in there, I knew I was in for, some bad luck. And they drugged me in the room and held me down and shot me with all kind of diseases for 6 months, and it's been hell to pay ever since. So yeah, read this book and get a lot out of it. And read the Living Sober book, and that'll really put the nail in the coffin for all them fake AA members. All right, have a good day. Goodbye.